Footprints, destinations where dreams take flight.
Ever feel like you're stuck in a culinary rut?
Ordering the same takeout, same old grocery list. I hear you.
Well, get ready for a flavor adventure because
Oh,
today...
You're going on a deep dive.
Yeah, into Croatian food and wine.
Oh, yeah. A land where ancient traditions meet modern tastes.
Think about this. Sun-drenched islands, rugged mountains.
A history as rich and layered as their famous, what are they called, burek?
Those phyllo dough pastries. It's so good.
Right, and that diversity, it comes through so strongly in the food.
And it's interesting because Croatia's not a massive country, right?
Oh.
But every region
has its own distinct personality. You know, it's like a...
culinary tapestry just waiting to be unraveled.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to admit something. I always thought of Zinfandel.
Oh, Zinfandel.
Yeah, like that quintessentially Californian wine.
Right.
But get this. I recently learned that it actually has roots back in Croatia.
Talk about a plot twist. Yeah, it's a real wine lover's detective story.
Unbelievable. So tell me more about this.
Turns out the ancestor of Zinfandel is a grape called, wait for it, Crljenak Kaštelanski.
Crljenak Kaštelanski. I'm going to have to practice that.
It's a mouthful, right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was practically extinct
What?
until researchers rediscovered it in the Dalmatian region of Croatia.
Wow.
And this grape, that's where we get those jammy flavors like, you know, blackberry notes and sometimes that peppery kick that Zinfandel fans just go crazy for.
Oh, the peppery kick. That's what I love about Zinfandel.
It's so distinctive, right?
It is. Now, I feel like we can't talk about Dalmatia without mentioning seafood.
Oh, the seafood.
I've heard rumors about these, like, phenomenal oysters.
Oh, you're talking about Stoughton.
Stoughton.
Stoughton. Okay, so picture this. Charming town, Pelješac Peninsula, ancient salt flats, been in use since Roman times.
Oh.
Yeah, and those salt flats, that's the secret.
The secret to the oysters.
Those Stouters, they give them that intense briny flavor.
Like you're tasting the sea.
Exactly, the essence of the Adriatic all-in-one bite.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you mentioned Roman times. I mean, Croatia has a long history, right?
Oh, incredibly long.
Has all that history had an impact on their food?
Absolutely. Take the Istrian Peninsula. It's been ruled by so many different empires, like everyone from the Romans to the Venetians. And you can taste that mix of cultures in the cuisine.
Interesting.
And it's no coincidence people call Istria the Croatian Tuscany.
Croatian Tuscany, okay. Now, I love olive oil, you know this.
Me too.
So what is it about Istrian olive oil that's so special?
Well, first, you've got the perfect microclimate. Sunny days, cool nights, and the soil, it's red and mineral rich. Perfect combo.
Sounds perfect.
And Istrian olive oils, they're known for being intensely fruity, like aromas of green apple, almond, artichoke.
Ooh, artichoke.
But they also have this hint of bitterness on the finish. It's complex. And they've won a ton of international awards.
Wow. So once you go Istrian olive oil,
there's no going back.
there's no going back.
It's
Okay, we've got to talk about truffles because I've heard that Istria is a truffle hunter's, like, paradise.
Oh, definitely. You know, those forests, they're dense, damp, perfect for both black and white truffles.
I could just imagine, going out with a guide, they've got their dog, and then suddenly the dog just goes crazy digging at the base of a tree.
That's the thrill of the truffle hunt. You're unearthing a culinary treasure.
It sounds amazing.
And then they shave those truffles onto everything. Pasta, eggs, even ice cream.
Truffle ice cream.
It's a thing. And it's delicious.
Oh my goodness. I was reading about this unique cooking method called peka.
Oh, peka.
What is that all about?
Peka. It's more than just a dish. It's an event. Okay, so imagine a big pan, round, shallow. You fill it with, well, whatever you want to cook.
Okay.
Often it's lamb or veal with potatoes, onions, peppers, tomatoes, all that good stuff. Then you cover the pan with this, like, dome-shaped lid.
And that's the peka.
That's the peka. And then you bury the whole thing in hot coals.
You bury it.
Yeah, you bury it. And the food slowly roasts for hours. And it gets this amazing smoky flavor.
It sounds primal.
It is. And delicious.
I bet. But I'm guessing there's some finesse to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not just throwing things in a pot and covering it with coals.
Oh, there's definitely an art to it. Building the fire just right, knowing how long to cook it. You've got to get that perfect balance of smoky but also tender.
I see.
And peka, it's often passed down through generations. It's about connecting, sharing a meal that takes time and care to make.
It sounds really special. We've talked about the coast, we've talked about Istria, but what about cheese? What should I be on the lookout for if I'm a big cheese fan going to Croatia?
If you're a cheese lover, you've got to try Pag cheese.
Pag cheese. Okay.
It's from Pag Island, which, it's stark, almost like a lunar landscape.
Really?
But the sheep there, they graze on wild herbs and brush, and that gives the cheese this incredible flavor.
So it's like you said earlier about the oysters. It's like you're tasting the landscape?
Exactly. That connection to the land, to the seasons, it's at the heart of Croatian cooking. If you're thinking about a trip, consider the time of year, like fall. That's truffle season. So you'll find all sorts of dishes showcasing those earthy flavors. Plus you see wild game, mushrooms, those hearty stews, perfect for cooler weather. Summer? Well, that's all about fresh seafood. Ripe tomatoes, figs, those lighter flavors.
It all sounds so good.
It is.
So last question. If you could only pick one dish, one Croatian dish to recommend to our listeners, which one would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. But honestly, I'd have to say go for the whole peka experience. It's not just the food itself. It's the tradition, the community, that slow enjoyment of a meal shared with people you care about.
It's like what we were talking about with the different regions. It's not just what you're eating, it's where you're eating it and who you're eating it with.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening, what dish, what ingredient has you dreaming of a Croatian adventure? What would be at the top of your must-try list? Let us know. And until next time, happy eating.
Happy eating.